but then I have to, so do
Go
I have
for
to
it.
click out and accept that? Darn. Okay. Hi. I've been working on this one, but it's a work in progress. Hi, I'm Sarj Dhaliwal. I am the founder of Wyrk. Wyrk is an app that matches workers with work. In my prior life, I practiced tax law for about 10 to 12 years before I took time off to spend more time with my 3 kids. They're all grown up now. And the last decade or so, I have been in the workforce management space where we deal with deskless workers and how to schedule them. And from that came Wyrk. Wyrk essentially allows you to work when you want, where you want, and how you want. And for our clients, it finds some workers when they need them and where they need them. Wyrk bridges the gap between labor supply and demand. It's expected that revenue losses from shortage of staff worldwide are going to be about 8.5 trillion by 2030. Right now, approximately 40% of small businesses are saying they have a staff shortage. 32% of organizations have moved from having full-time workers to on-demand workers. Most of the impact industries, and these are the industries we focus in, are accommodation and food, manufacturing, administration, and health. The problem is companies can't grow because they don't know if they will have sufficient staff. And it is being felt across all countries. Companies that use platforms like ours don't know who they will get. So they shy away from situations where a person who shows up may not have the qualifications that they're looking for. Workers, on the other hand, are looking for work. 1 in 5 work part-time, and this is growing at a rate of about 16%. Many are choosing to work part-time for a variety of reasons. Right now, there are 19 million part-time workers in the US. And then our baby boomers are also adding to the part-time work pool because they need extra income and what have you. So this is what their schedule looks like. They have no shifts, so they're looking for work. Why Wyrk? Our app connects workers using AI in seconds. You can actually watch the shifts being picked up like a concert ticket. It helps companies grow without worrying about hiring people quickly or about having a shortage of people so that they can't open or stay open as late as they would like. Companies get to choose who they want. And as they continue to use the Wyrk app, the app learns about their preferences. It learns about our clients' preferences. It learns about our workers' preferences. And then it creates matches that are thought out rather than here's a person. This is how it works. We've got a whole bunch of businesses that are registered on our platform. They don't pay anything to be registered on our platform. We've got a whole bunch of people on our platform who we have vetted. We have background checks done on them minimally, so just criminal for now. We know what certificates they have, and we verified that those certifications are in fact real. And we mark up the workers' hourly rate while we continue to stay competitive. One of our clients basically said, staffing agencies are going to hate you guys. Yeah, we know that because there is no human intervention in this platform once the workers are vetted, once the businesses are registered. Right now, there's approximately today 580 billion in gig economy worldwide. Some of that requires assets, so we're not counting that. The serviceable one for us is about 44 billion, and it's growing at about 16%, and we're growing at 300%. This is what our growth revenue is. This year, we're likely going to close out the year at about 500. 2024, we are moving that to 1.3 million. This is 3 times that, 3.9. And in 2027, we should be close to 47 million. Our worker acquisition cost is extremely low. Last quarter, we had a 97% sign up rate that was by word of mouth, which means these people didn't cost us anything to get them. And this is why I firmly believe that there isn't a shortage of people, there is a shortage of connecting those people. We started in Vancouver because we wanted to beta test in Vancouver and we wanted to see if we can succeed in our backyard. Next plan is to enter one major city at a time. So we are entering Toronto, New York, and Las Vegas in the spring, up to the spring of 2024. We build an initial worker bank. We keep them engaged. Then we find clients. Generally, ideally, we would like to have a client to go with, and that is what we are doing in New York, in Toronto, and in Vegas. We do have clients in all of those that are just waiting for us to start. How do we build our worker bank? We join local organizations. On Canada Day here in Vancouver at the Art Gallery, we actually hire the hot dog stand and we give out free hot dogs that day. It costs us very little. The hot dog guy makes his money. We provide the hot dogs, we provide the buns, we provide the drinks, and we get tons of radio and other media talking about us because of the fact that we spend $1,000. We sponsor tons of events. And we are working on getting scholarships into various universities where we are getting our primary source of workers. And that $500 scholarship gets us well over 500 people registered on our platform in any given year. And clients, we add the old-fashioned way. There's really no magic to it. We have digital marketing, we have landing pages, all of that stuff. But in this business, it doesn't matter what town you're in. It's a small town. They all talk to each other. So once you're in with one, they will open doors up for you for others. As I said, I am the founder. My co-founder is Camille. He is the one who did our beta test for us. And it started off with a conversation where he said, I can't get enough people. This would be in 2017, 2018. And he says, when I have a big event, I go to, 3 people that I know, and they go to 3 people they know, and they go to 3 people they know. And eventually I end up with somebody who may be 5 times removed. I may be paying the first guy $25. I have no idea what the person who's working for me is getting paid. And he said, I would venture to guess that they're getting paid way below minimum wage. So the goal here was to start a business where we could offer an alternative to people who were getting scammed by unscrupulous employers where they were not getting paid at least minimum wage, if not more. Our own internal rate is $2 higher than minimum wage. This I need to work on. So sorry. This is what we're looking for. We're looking for about $1 million for 20% of work. We're going to use that to create our sales and marketing team. We're going to hire somewhere between 5 to 10 people, and as well hire our development team, one team of 8. We have additional sources of funds. I can double the 1 million with a Pacifican interest-free loan. I have enough connections within, I believe they're still called IRAP, that they will actually review my scale-up loan application before it's being submitted. We are applying for 4 Canada export grants for the US market and 1 for the UAE. We do have an office that is starting in January in Dubai, and they will fund a portion of our sort of on the ground research that we need to do in order to ensure that we have the product working the way it needs to work over there as well. There is another NRC funding which allows us to partner with partners overseas, and they will help fund that, and innovative BC grants as well. So connect with us and fill those shifts.
Oh, is that your end?
That's my end.
Okay, thank you. All right.
Yes, yeah. This thing was recording, and I don't know why it's doing this today. Like 10 minutes before we started, everything was set up, and I had my screen so it's higher than I can see. But yeah, I'm sorry.
That's okay. All right, David, do you want to you have some feedback to offer to Sarj?
It's 2:13, Sarj. I'm just kidding. No, it's 2:23.
23, man.
Yeah, no, that was awesome. I really love what you're doing. So I'll have to tell you, just to be transparent, I was the chief marketing officer a number of years ago for a company that whose whole vision, and our whole vision, was filling shifts, and it was mostly for hospitals.
There's a lot of them.
It was mostly for not for nurses, and they used all kinds of communication methods to fill shifts. Of course, if your surgical unit doesn't have enough nurses, then you can't do the surgery. So it was super important that they were able to get to people. I know this is not what you're talking about, but your last slide is looks like a shift. What I'm not clear on, what I like is that you're growing, and my question on your growth is when did you launch?
January.
So just this past January?
Yep.
Okay, and you're at what revenue?
We should go 400 to 500, give or take. Depends on how the next couple of months go. So right now we're actually in talks with Canfor to see if we could solve a staffing problem in Whistler. That's going to be interesting. It is an interesting.
All right,
problem.
and you're a SaaS model, right? So what are you charging people per month?
We don't charge a fee per month. We upmark the hourly rate.
So you're not a SaaS model?
Not in the traditional sense, no.
Okay. I got it.
I'm a firm believer in, first shot is free. So once we get to the mass that we've gotten into Vancouver, all new clients that come on will be paying a monthly fee, just having access to the system. So we will convert to a SaaS model, but we want
so that's important to show that as part of your technical progression.
I really don't want my
But you're not really a SaaS model, because software as a service is a monthly subscription fee.
Yes,
What you are is really you're a shift. You're a shift for a fee model. So whatever that acronym is, and that's fine, just to explain that, and that your short-term development goals are to move into a SaaS model. The other question I have is what's your demographic? So what's the average person like that signs up? What do they
right
do?
Now,
like what kind of work do they do?
People who big chunk. Well, we are in the hospitality space for now. So big chunk of people who are registering on our platform are people who work in hospitality or are extremely green. I would say 80% are international students.
Okay, so and the type of jobs they're getting, what type of organizations are these? Like shifts at McDonald's? Are they minimum wage shift type or hospitality?
Mostly for now. So banquet servers, bartenders, so anything in hospitality we cover.
Okay, I got it.
Security guards, hosts at events. So they're mostly paid minimum wage. We pay higher. Like I said, we pay $2 more than minimum wage.
So they're your client, not the hotel or the.
No, the hotel is my client. That's who pays us. right? At the
Okay.
end of the day, we build a hotel. We do not bill our workers. Our goal, primary overarching goal for the workers, is to elevate them and give them additional income.
So the hotel pays you for your service of having a list of people that are available to take on shifts and get some training, take on shifts, so their hotel can operate or their McDonald's can operate or what have you.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So I would be careful then when you pick your industries on your slide, industries. Really, you're in the industry, and I've had some experience there. You're in the high turnover industry, which is a very hard industry. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, Tim Hortons and hotels, and I mean, they're massive industries that have high turnover. I would position yourself as you are the you know, the experts in the high turnover industry, and I think that would resonate with people. I've had a few conversations with other companies that have forgotten the fact that actually that's the industry they're in. They're not in hospitality. They're not in other sectors. You had a bunch of you called them industries, but they're actually sectors. You're not in them. You're in the high turnover sector. You're in the high turnover industry demographic.
But David, the intention is to move in the next industry we're moving into is healthcare. We're actually opening up in New York in healthcare.
So I would and that's so I would be so all I would say there is in healthcare, especially if it's in Canada or the US, it's a super hard market to fill shifts in the healthcare sector unless there's shifts that are non-medical.
Yeah. That's where we are. We're not going after doctors. We're not going after nurses. We're going
okay,
after.
so that's fine, but that's still a high turnover. That's still a high turnover.
It is a high turnover. Okay, I like that.
And so it's totally fine to say we're in the high turnover industry. It has a lot of need. We're growing because our application and platform is really good, and it sounds like it is because you're getting the traction you need. And here are the industries or the sectors that we're picking off. So we're going after hospitality. Our next one is medical. These are the type of people, because I wasn't clear till the end that you know, really it's these type of people at those wages that you will attract. You will not attract nurses or doctors or pharmacists or so forth, because they have their own fairly established network, and there's like a million companies doing them. But I think someone like you, who is in the high turnover industry, is perfect. You're perfectly aligned, because people are uploading it for free and they're getting work. So this is like, and a lot of them, as you said, 80% are immigrants. And so I would want to see in your slides some localization in languages that are pertinent to that market. I think I found that was missing.
So we actually are working with ISSBC, and they analyzed our app.
Yep.
They don't think we need it in any other language. They think it is so clear that people should be able to do what they need to do without too much effort. Like we are in French, we are in Spanish. So those two languages we already have.
Oh, you are? Okay, I didn't realize that. I thought you just
yeah.
That's fine. Okay, no, I get you now. So that's good. 300% growth is awesome. I love that. Definitely, if that's really what's happening, then make sure you emphasize that.
And I'm working with Jane. I'm working with next week to get her to help me out with a couple of slides that I'm having difficulties with.
Right. Good. Yeah.
No,
I didn't mean that they're terrible.
No.
Yeah.
I know they are. I know they are.
Yeah. So those would be my business kind of strategy recommendations. The other thing is in terms of and by the way, I love your model. In terms of acquisition, so maybe spend the story of the hot dog stand is good, but that has to resonate somehow with your with your industry or your sector?
Well,
Like-
okay, because I'm really good at getting free media or earned media. Because
So then I would focus on that, because
Okay.
somehow that the image of a hot dog stand and somebody signing up
Okay.
there is just,
Okay.
it might
It
work
has not,
beautifully.
it has
might work
nothing to do with the process. It has to do with the fact that we attract so many people, and then all the radios are talking about us. All of the news
So is
outlets
this
are
a
talking
hot
about
dog
it.
stand at a particular event for high turnover sector employees?
No, it's just we do it on Canada Day. It's just
Okay.
there's a lot of people, and it's a lot
But
of
you do other events other than hot dog stands.
We do.
Yeah. So the way I would articulate that is, it's not about the hot dog stand. It's about you're present at events that have your target market, which happens to be what you said, 80% immigrants and primarily people who are in high turnover industries. And that's why your clients love you, because you not only gather them, but you're able to supply them with their major pain point, which is, holy Christ, we have such high turnover, we just can't fill them. And here you are able to fill them. So that's really your business magic.
Super.
And that's it. I think you do well. I think you have some you're early on. I think there's some other go-to-market or in-market capabilities. I would suggest joint ventures in other countries or franchising of some sort. And to get out there, like you franchise or get a joint venture with someone in Dubai or any other country, and you just give them all your platform and they work it.
No, we just license
you
them our
get a
platform.
royalty, and that way, yeah. So licensing it, because you'll never be in a position, and trust me on this one, you'll never be in a position to be in 100 countries unless unless someone's giving you $50 million, and that's a totally different story. But that might take time in your business cycle, and by then you might have 10 other people chasing your tail. So you're better to get joint ventures or franchise it or have dealerships. Dealerships are kind of below franchises, but that you don't have to pay all the franchise fees. And then that way you can get into the countries. Like I had a security company that I franchised into other countries. I would give it to them and I would just license it to an organization. And I was never going to do business in Nigeria anyway. So if someone pays me $250,000 to have the rights for my products, that's fine. And then I don't even have to go there. They do all the work and I just ship them the products, and I've sold that company. But that's kind of the way I think of things, that you just
that's what we're planning on doing in Jamaica. So one of my contacts in Jamaica, he is in staffing.
Yep.
And when I talked to him about this, he says, "Can I use it here?"
Perfect.
So we are. So that's going to be our first step.
Perfect. But if you get into the right stream, Sarj, then you're talking Brazil, 190 million people, Mexico, 140 million people, parts of Africa, Kenya and South Africa. These are hundreds of millions of people that have exactly the same pain point that needs to be resolved. And all you need is a partner there, or a franchise or a joint venture. And then, then you have this regular flow of revenue. You have to be careful, of course. I'm not saying it's easy, but that is one way to grow something of what you're doing in the market that you have, which is the high turnover market. So, well, I think you do well.
Thank you.
Great. All right.